Twin Souls. Welcome to the energy check-in for the Twin Flames. Today we are doing a mutual feminine and divine masculine, divine feminine energy check-in. You guys who are new to my channel, normally this is not my layout, but today it will be because I am very exhausted, you guys. This is the day after the full moon, and so I have a little story. Normally I have written channel messages, but I'm just gonna tell you what I've been feeling because I feel a lot of the twins have been going through this. I have been getting emails from a lot of you guys as well about the energies and the exhaustion, and so I went and did the shuffling prior and just let the cards come out right now, before I open the video, because I also need to preserve my energy. I'll do some more pulling here with the Twinflamejourney tarot card just to get an extra layer on camera. But you guys, I'm very tired, and so it's going to be a little bit of a story time first, because this journey truly is about us sharing our stories. It's really about sharing. I could pull these cards all day, but the truth is, hearing another person's story can help another feminine or another masculine while they're going through it, because this is more about it. This journey is about experiencing, right? We can, again, the cards can tell us. I mean, usually my readings give a lot of confirmations of what I feel, and I do enjoy the card aspects of it always. But again, this journey is about experiencing it, living through it, and you only know you're on this journey over time as time passes. And so I've been challenged this month with a lot about my energy, and I know you guys know I've been complaining so much about how exhausted I've been, and this has not been easy. I have to say, this has been the most difficult month I've had in a long time in terms of timeline shift and ascension. So I knew I started to surrender, right? Because a lot of this is about surrendering, and I started to surrender to it probably by week 2, when I realized I couldn't shake off the exhaustion. Then came this full moon on Friday the 23rd, right, on Aquarius, and I have not, I woke up crying, and I had a rough week at work this week, and so I had a lot of triggers at work. So my masculine energy, I'm strong. Those who are new to my channel, I'm strong in masculine energy, have been for a very long time. But I, not in a toxic way. I've never been a toxic masculine. I've just been a very detached masculine in terms of just keeping things, very focused on my career, my goal, and I do well. I'm a finance manager, so those who are new, that's why you'll hear a lot of work stories from my part, because it's very strong masculine, which is why I understand masculine energy very much. But this week has been so challenging in terms of me questioning if I'm good enough. I started a new job, and I never question. I've never questioned myself. But I don't know if you guys watched that other long hour story I had the other day in another reading about the payroll issue I had in my company. We're still having the same issue. But what was triggered in me this week about that is because there's so many errors that's happening with the team leaders who submit and approve their staff's hours. And I was triggered by it because of all the mistakes. And the reason I was triggered is because I've been doing my career for 20 years now. And I'm Latina, so I'm a finance manager. So to get to where I'm at took a lot of effort and a lot of abuse and a lot of putting up with crap. And I was triggered because I was baffled at the amount of errors that have been allowed. And these are, I'm just going to call it for what it is. These are definitely not minority staff. So I've never been in my entire career able to make an error. My job has always been threatened. And my last job before I was in this job, I was there for 5 years. I was the accounting manager there. I managed the entire department and all the operations, all the cash. I did all the cash projections, you name it, I did it. I had huge responsibilities there. And it was just me, and then the CFO was above me. And there was a lot of holding back in promotion, always telling me at performance reviews, oh, well, when you want to be on my end, well, you need to be ready for this, and it was like always a talk of when, and it never happened, and always challenging me in ways that just were very childish. And my boss was, I think he was like 5 years younger than me in that job. In this job, the person I report to is 10 years younger than me. So the frustrating part, and I think the most triggering aspect of all this, is that you come to a realization, and I've come to this realization that, I'm not in their position, not because I'm not able to or I'm incapable, but it's because it's by design. And when you have to surrender and accept, which it was hard because I had to surrender and accept that in the other job I was in for 5 years, and put up with all the verbal abuse and you name it, just so I can gain experience. You're also never given a seat at the table because they'll always say, no, it's too complicated. No, it's too hard. Well, it's all right. I'll take care of it. So it's a lot of resistance to allowing you to access to information. And so that tends to happen a lot. But here I am. I did a lateral move. So I'm still with the same title, but I do just as much work. I am extremely knowledgeable. Obviously because I've been doing the details for years, you guys. So it's a challenge for me because it's like here I come into a role where all these people are definitely much younger than I am, starting their career. And there's a lot of training that has to be done. And it's just really disturbing that I'm like, in my career, I would have been fired. Like, I've been threatened all the time. And I would have been fired if I did something wrong. Well, how could you do that? Well, how can you make it better? It was always a challenge in that day or the next day of what you need to do and what, like, it's so. In my last job, it was so much of that here I'm in a much better place in terms I'm not dealing with the toxic boss, but I'm suffering the PTSD. And so I think those are my triggers at the moment. As a feminine, I'm struggling with that and trying to like manage that within my nervous system, right? Because PTSD is through your nervous system. So you don't realize that all the harsh energies you've gone through until you're out of the situation. So now that I've been out, I'm realizing I'm getting triggered. And so this whole payroll situation on Wednesday that just passed, I literally woke up at 4 a.m. like, something's wrong with the file. I had to redo it all over again at 4 a.m. And I thought I made a mistake. I messaged my boss at 6 a.m. telling him he needs to reach out to me urgent. And this is the hyper vigilance that I have because I've already been conditioned to believe that I cannot make mistakes. And that was hard for me. When he reached out to me, he was like, Gina Bell, the file's fine. You're fine. And it's like how I took my mind into this whirlwind of overthinking, and the most smallest details, I couldn't see it because I went to high anxiety, doubting myself. And that was a challenge for me. And I cried a lot. I was just like, what am I becoming? Like, what is going on? These are some things, there's something I need to really take care of. And then on top of that, I think the other thing that triggered me was that my boss traveled to Texas on Tuesday, and I didn't know. He didn't tell me. He didn't want to tell me, but I heard it through the grapevine, and the entire executive team went. And that was another challenge, right? Because now as a female, you're being lied to. There's nothing more insulting and insulting your intelligence when you have to hear from someone else that your boss is in Texas, you know. And I kind of put him in a place when he told me he was leaving. I kind of already knew that he was going to go, and he just told me, oh, I have to take care of some aspiration stuff. I'll be available maybe through emails in the evening. And then I let the meeting go through, and I let him tell me in that way, and I let the meeting happen, whatever. We talked about all these other things, and then I threw it in again to see if I would catch him off guard. And I said, so you're traveling, right, tomorrow? He goes, oh, and then you could tell he had a second of like, wait, did I tell her I was traveling? And then he just said, no, it's operations, and I'll be accessible in email, but like probably mainly in the evenings. And he never told me. So just knowing the intent, like, why would you not inform me? Why do I have to hear it from all of our other teams that you're traveling? And then on top of that, he came back, and then we're having the executive high level month close meetings with them, and they're all talking about the Texas trip, and I'm here sitting here having to make pretend like I didn't know anything. Like, the levels of triggers I had, and I'm just telling you guys the stories. This is a lot of triggering, and I think this is also a test for me. Last reading was about being tested as the masculine, and so here I am. My masculine energy has definitely been tested, and I had to kind of take a step back. Although all those events are not pleasant, and yes, my boss is insulting not to tell me that he was traveling, to challenge me in that way, or just to intentionally not tell me. That says a lot, you know, about just, I question his perception, right? And so this is where in a company avoidance tends to happen, and I've been there before, and it's actually disturbing. So you don't want to take it there. And obviously I'm going to have to take the lead and have a conversation with him and make sure he's aware that I know, and so I'm going to have to do that. For sure. And I know he won't have a problem with it, but I do understand why he probably didn't. I think he thinks that I would have felt bad because I didn't get invited, but I don't give a shit about that. Like, I have no attachments. That's one thing. I do not have attachments to the world. I don't demand anything from the world. I could literally leave this earth tomorrow. I can leave this earth tomorrow. I could leave this earth right now, and I'm fine. The only thing I fear is, how it's gonna happen, but I have no expectations. I don't want his job, and I don't want him to fear that, or feel like, because I'm older also, because I'm pretty sure that's a big part of it, and how experienced I am, and I've been fighting so many of his errors, and I can see and I can understand why he would want to withhold things. So is it right? No, but this is what happens, right? This is what happens. So but that's the test to me, and understanding that our masculines, you know, do get tested, and a lot of the times it's their ego and their pride that puts them in a position, and it's like a sign. They just don't want to show a sign of weakness. But anyways, this full moon has been intense, and I had such a crazy day yesterday with the full moon that I started to cry, and I was just upset. I was just really upset. I was frustrated, and so the tears, when I'm frustrated, I cry, and I had to let it out because it was causing a lot of anxiety. You know how it hurts. It hurts when you keep the frustration. So in order to release that energy, I went for a 3-mile walk in the morning, like at 7 in the morning, and still like the whole day, like very intense moon. Even to the very night, I couldn't do anything. I wasn't really productive yesterday. And so when I went to bed, this is how the universe works for you, works and communicates. When I went to bed, right as soon as I lay down and I looked above my ceiling, there was a ladybug. And that's always good fortune when you see a ladybug. And it's very rare I see a ladybug in my bedroom. It's no reason to see a ladybug. And it's happened already 2 times where I've looked above my ceiling and it's right there, and it's always when I'm probably going through something very, like I'm internalizing something that's very heavy for me. And that was really, I was really appreciative of that. So feminines, do pay attention if you see ladybugs, butterflies. I see birds also, white butterflies also I've seen. Bees as well. Bees have been a big thing too, so in case you guys see bees as well. But then at 2 in the morning, and I took a photo, so I'll probably attach it at the end of this video for you guys. At 2 in the morning, I wake up and my room is so bright. It's so bright, and I'm like, why is my room so bright? And immediately I knew, I was like, that only happens if the moon is in my direction. And again, I live in New York, so I'm on the 5th floor, so there's tall buildings everywhere. It's very rare you can see the moon. Like, it's very rare. And for the moon to be right in front of my window, when I looked, it was beautiful. And that rarely happens. And the last time that happened for me was in 2017 during October, which I believe was the hunter moon that year, or the harvest. It was either, you know how it is, it's either harvest or hunter moon, but it was October definitely. And it was also, it woke me up, the moon literally bright in my face, and I woke up because it was so, like, it felt like the sun in my face. And that was such a blessing too, and I felt that energy in the middle of the night. So all this to say, guys, that the frustrations and if any of you are going through frustrations, intense energy, anxiety, you don't know what to do with yourself, like all kinds of things, just let the energies move through you. Yes, it's tough. I'm struggling. Even right now I'm struggling, which is why I'm doing the readings the way I'm doing. But I know what I 17 minutes in, but again, like I said, this is about sharing, and I think this is important to share. But we're going to get into what the major arcana shift for the masculine. So 2 major arcana. What's interesting is normally, you guys know, I get 1 card. Rare do I get 2, but I got 2 for you and 2 for the feminines. And then I just took the bottom of the decks, which I thought was really important for each every time I pulled. So here we have divine masculine shows up with inner strength. And this is strong masculine energy. And I told you guys, maybe it was another reading, but the strength card always represents to me masculine, but it's also the feminine taming the lion. Right here is a cat. So there's the empress. This is usually the empress who tames the beast and allows the softness, but here's the softness of the cat. But the cat has so much, there's so much independence of the cat as well here, right? So there's so much independence with the lion when we see, but here for the masculine's organization, your plans are on target and everything will flow smoothly if you add a little organization and discipline to your methods. The key is to allow your creativity to be gently guided by logic. Be open to asking for help from someone very intellectual, or seek out a mentor. And I feel like this masculines are awakened, and I really do feel that, because also as clarifiers we've got transformation. This is a death card, so this is a very pivotal this is like an awakening for sure. This is a rise with the strength card, inner strength. Here you have great courage and kindness. You may not realize how strong and powerful you are, but there's no problem you can't solve. The compassion you so freely give to others must also be given to yourself. Stand strong in your convictions of the right answer to tell someone. So I feel like they're finding the strength, although I do feel some level of exhaustion with this, because they're obviously going through a death energy as well. And I feel that's actually what I'm feeling, because I'm going through a death energy myself. So I feel like the masculines, I'm feeling what the masculines are going through, because it's been very brutal. I have not cried as much as I have. And then here's awareness. This was a blockage I'm looking at. I asked for a blockage, and awareness is bring awareness to others. And this is what they're transitioning. You know, there is an awareness. This is an awareness. There's awareness of themselves, of their spirituality and their connection to source. And I feel like this is definitely a dark night of the soul, another death of the ego for the for the masculines, and I feel they're tapping more into their spirituality and really embracing that energy. And again, I can say that for my own masculine energy, this definitely makes sense. So there is harmonious union happening. I do want to bring that also to attention. Harmonious union within your masculine and feminine energies within yourself. And so this is actually both. I think this is why these energies are so hard, because I think we're both, we're integrating both at the same time, and then we're going in and out each of the energies at different days, different hours, and I feel like there's a lot of in and out during the day, so we feel very unbalanced at the time because it's a lot. So for you feminines, of course, and I feel this too, we've got the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune, huge turning point as well. So they've got the Death, which is also pivotal, and then here you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also a turning point as well. And here as the Hermit, there are great rewards in spending time alone, and I cannot tell you how much this whole month I've not wanted to speak to anyone, see anyone. It's why my readings has been hard to do my readings, because I've also had to do a lot of that. And then of course the job has been very demanding, as I've been saying. So, but that's all the energy I have for. So I do the energy for my job, and then the readings I try to do them as much. But that's the only energy I have. I don't have an energy for anything else, and I don't want to be around anyone, and I don't want to see anyone. So hermit mode is definitely something, very important here. So spending time alone. Use these moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now. And it's because we're going through a transition with the Wheel of Fortune here, happy change. And so I know when this happens, it's because an energetic shift is happening. And so something's about to change, and it's not going to be tomorrow. It may not be next month, but it's in preparation with the Death energy within myself as well, right? And so your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward, and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to suddenness of activity, which is what I'm going through at work. There's a lot of activity. I have a lot of projects, so there's a lot that I can't. The Hermit energy is extremely important for me to be able to regenerate and recharge, and then be confident and trust the guidance you receive. And I really do feel that I was going through so much. I really was going through a lot of doubt as well yesterday with the full moon. What am I doing? It's you go through that energy, right? And seeing the ladybug and then the moon being in front of my room awakened to no, Gina, this is the path. This is what's going on. And so here to clarify, we got harmony, right? 6, moving on. This is the 6 of Swords energy here. And so this is about us releasing and letting go here. So feminines, this is a lot of time just kind of be alone and kind of relax your energy. There's a lot of sacrifices you need to make as well. And there's a lot of responsibility and ownership that needs to be taken in this energy as well. So this is a release. I feel the harmonization of your energy is a release at this moment. Now the blockages that the feminines had, which of course, I'm not surprised, addicted. Release your addiction to this person. And that's that codependent energy with your masculines, I truly feel. Now, some of you, it could just be overthinking things, with other aspects of your life. But here, the other blockage was abusive. You need to heal from abuse, physical, emotional, and mental. And you guys, what did I just tell you? All the abuse I went through in the other job. So my triggers, and we're going to look at mutual energies, which is triggers here. So like I said, I've been getting triggers. My triggers I need to heal because I didn't realize how bad for me the abuse in the prior job. And so the the constant hypervigilance that I have and the high anxiety that I have is because I have to actually release and unload that, and I actually allow myself to feel those feelings because I had to shut down my emotions to be in that job. I couldn't show anything. And now that I'm more rested and more relaxed, I sleep better, so I am resting a lot more, but it's also triggering me too. So I'm not surprised. And so some of you feminines, it could be both energies. For some of you, it could be just be either one or the other. And so there's a lot of triggers that are resurfacing now that are asking us to clear during this hermit mode. And then for mutual energies, I was not surprised. Main energy was the moon. And so here, this is about intuition and insight. We just had the full moon. So this is definitely confirming that. So your intuitive abilities are very accurate right now. So you can trust your guidance to lead you in the right direction. Follow your own insights over the advice of others, and don't allow your fear or worry to guide your way. It may be best to keep your secrets to yourself for now. And I feel your secrets in terms of your hermit mode, it's best for you to kind of preserve yourself right now. Then of course the Empress shows up. So we have the Emperor, and then the Emperor shows up because remember, I feel the moon is having us kind of go, like sometimes we're spending time in our masculine energy, and then sometimes we're spending time in our feminine energy. And so this is about the Empress energy again, creativity and abundance in this deck. Dear one, you're being called to action. You're ready to accomplish great things, and that's beautiful because we are intuitively being called to action in this time. So we are being prepared for something. And so you're ready to accomplish great things and truly come into fullness of who you are. It's a time for great creativity, giving birth to beloved projects, or becoming a parent. Follow your passion so that abundance and prosperity manifests you. And I feel like this is definitely giving insight. We're getting insight to who we want to become and who we really are. And then High Priestess also shows up, which here in this deck is called Go Within. Again, more hermit energy, and this is mutual, right? Because we're looking at mutual energies for the twins. And you are a very intuitive person, and there are many wonderful insights that lie waiting inside you. Take time to be quiet and reflect upon the desires of your heart through meditation and prayer. There's no need to take action right now, but be patient with yourself. So here we have, eventually we will be taking. So I think this quietness is really just preparing us to finally, once we release and we go through this moon energy and this High Priestess and this Hermit, the wheel of fortune will turn. Masculines will have a turning point. The masculines will finally increase in strength, because I do feel this exhaustion with the transformation, the death energy, and we'll tap into more creativity. Like things will lighten up, where we'll feel the energy to lighten up, because again, the Empress is the energy of flow. And what's happening is justice, mutual energy, and this is closing cycles. So we are closing a lot, death energy on our end, and then here with our triggers, right? So triggers, this is meant to awaken you, learn from the pain, and this pain, all these triggers we're experiencing, is bringing karma to close, justice, life into order, our emotions into order, perspective, a lot of perspective with the High Priestess. And then of course we have divine masculine, divine feminine here. So this is definitely an elevation and a timeline shift for both of the twins, and in alignment, because we again have divine masculine, divine feminine. So we're both aligning in a lot of ways. And then mutual energy here is self-care, and this is what this is about. Masculines need to take care of themselves, and we also need to take care of ourselves, and that's what the Hermit is, and that's what they're doing with their death energy. Find tools that work for you, and again, it could be through prayers, meditation, whatever the case may be. But this is a very intense time, and nurturing our own space and ourselves is very important during this time. So please do take care of yourself. So Spirit, give me more on this transformation here for the masculines with the death. Give me more on the death energy for the masculines. Six of Wands and the obsession card here. So the devil energy. And this, again, it's death. So it's, I find that here you have kind of devil energy with the addicted personality. So this is also harmonization on their end. Yep, Nine of Wands, really, really exhausting energy. There's a lot of trials and tribulations. And this is solely because things are surfacing for awareness, right? Here we have awareness, bring awareness to others. And this is really more, I feel, awareness to themselves. And here, the Six of Wands, this is called success and recognition. And this is also harmonization because you guys have Six of Swords. So there is harmonization here of what they need to do away with. It's been exhausting. Again, this Nine of Wands shows us why they need the strength, because there's a lot that they need to also balance out within their own energy. Let's see here. What is the Six of Swords? Nine of Cups wanted to show up, but I'm going to put it back. By the Six of Swords for the feminine spirit. By the Six of Swords for the feminine. I'm telling you, feminines, I feel like on a week to week, we get this Nine of Pentacles. Independence, because this is about releasing, harmonizing, and truly finding independence. Release. A lot of you addicted, release the addiction to this person. You have to release your masculine. You're going to continue to be stagnant in your energy if you do not elevate your energy and release the masculine. And here we have Five of Swords for you guys, which they have the devil, and then you have Five of Swords, mind games and control. Too much control in the mind, and I feel this is your need to control your masculine, your energy towards your masculine, what they need to be doing. You're too focused. You're lying to yourselves. I'm sorry, feminines. And here with the sun, strong masculine energy with the sun, which I love. This is illumination and growth, because it's time for you to release, illuminate what you're doing to yourself, and it's time to let go and allow them to go through their journey. Like, you can't control that part of it, because this card is only going to come up. I'm sorry, I don't think you guys are addicted to anybody else. Unless you are, then you let me know in the comments. But we know this is about our masculine, and if you're in this reading, then it's because you're obviously, feminines are the most who watch these readings. Because if you were in, let's be honest here, divine feminines, if you were in union with your masculines, you would not be in this reading right now. You would not. You would be with your masculine, happy and doing what you need to do with your masculine. You would not be watching any tarot reading. So, and it's not that it's a negative thing, but it's how you feel and how you go about your day. And I feel that's why Spirit wants you to release this Five of Swords energy and to harmonize and move to the Six of Swords. Move on. Allow yourself to move. Feels like stuck energy. And so this you need to find the independence, you need to take ownership, and you need to allow yourself to grow, illuminate, to really allow yourself to expand with the sun. Find happiness within your own energy and your own independence as well. So bottom of the deck here we have Page of Wands, which is, you know, finding things, more exciting things. And I feel like there are more exciting times to come. So things will definitely shift here for you guys. Let's see, mutual energy for the masculines, feminines. What is the mutual energy? And of course, mutual energy is Eight of Pentacles, work in progress. I mean, in this self-care, this is going to be a continuous work in progress. This is something that just needs to get done, and it takes time because it's Pentacles, and Pentacles takes time. It's an investment. You have to understand the investment of the process. You know, masculines are in their energy because they also have strong wands here with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands, and masculine is about action. The King of Wands about actions, and masculines need to be in that Wands energy and be into movement and action and seeing, and again, awareness. This is what needs to be awakened within the masculine. And the feminines, you know, we normally do sit in this grounded pentacle energy because we have to balance and ground ourselves to the earth we can always live in our mind and in our waters as well, but Nine of Pentacles is very important for us because we need to find our groundness and independence here in this 3D, right? And the other thing I want to bring up is feminines normally have a hard time with releasing the 3D attachments. And it's this need to be attached to the 3D versus understanding the connection on a spiritual level. So there is an attachment to how relationships are in the 3D, and that's how you get this addicted energy over the masculine, because that's a 3D way of thinking, not a 5D consciousness of, you know, unconditional love. I love my masculine despite whether my masculine is around me or not. You know, I don't, you know, I'm not in contact at all. I haven't been in contact with my masculine, you know, since November. And I'm okay with that. Like, he has to grow, and you know, I truly pray every day that he's in his energy and he's elevating himself, because he was definitely in this devil energy the last time I saw him, and he was not in the best headspace, and I knew that he wasn't going to be able to expand or grow with me there because it was too much comfort. And so I just hope and pray that, and I have faith that he will find his way, and that's the love I need to send my masculine, right? And so same you have to do with your masculine. You have to release them and you have to let them be, because if you hold on to them, they won't grow. And it's because you're attached to them staying and remaining. If you hold on to this energy, they won't grow. You're holding that energy back in a lot of ways, and they're watching you. And when they watch you grow and expand, they follow, they know, and they trust. And honestly, they're giving you masculine energy here with the Pentacles and the Sun, because the Sun is masculine energy. So they've been blessing you with, you know, their energy. And this is what, like, this is why we're in and out the energies. You have to recognize when you're in the masculine and healed masculine, and when you're not. So there's a lot that needs to be brought into understanding here. Okay, so let's see. What's the guidance for the masculine spirit? What is the guidance for the masculines? Reflection, yeah. This is awareness. A lot about reflection here for the masculines. You know, stand still and watch what you're doing and who you are becoming. Only when we see ourselves how we truly are is when we can change things. And they have to, this is what they do in this time. They have to see themselves. They can't do it with your energy. They won't see it. They're not going to see it. They need to see it for themselves. That's just the way the masculine operates. What's the guidance for the feminines? Beautiful. Truth. And this is what we're saying. The time has come to be honest and to face the truth within yourself. What is it that you really want? Speak your truth and be your own authentic self. Step into your light. Yeah, it's just an honesty. Like, if you're in this energy, no more Five of Swords energy here. Mind control. Like, I feel there is, and I have to say, I know this because I do readings, you guys, and I hear it through the feminines a lot. It's a lot of controlling, like, well, they need to do this, and that's something you have to change within yourself. You know, as a reader, I can give you my guidance, and I know I know I come from a masculine perspective too. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to sit in this energy and then expect results. I don't get it. But as a feminine, I do empathize with it. I understand it. But again, it's an attachment, and it's like there's an honesty that needs to be said to yourself, and truth needs to be spoken here, and honest about your level of independence. Because also, when I hear that kind of attachment, I don't hear independence. I hear attachment. I hear codependency. And that needs to be spoken truth. So, all right, you guys, I did more minutes than I thought, but of course these readings always go as long. There's always so much to say, and there was a lot going on with this moon energy, and I do feel we'll be in this energy for some time, probably till maybe second week of August, hopefully. I'm hoping. But feminines, masculines, I love you. Please like, share, subscribe, click that bell button if you enjoyed my frequency. But with that said, live always relentlessly in striving aspiration. This is the evolution of your soul, and I'm here to nurture you. On to the next message. Bye.